This woman's car fell 250 feet down a rocky cliff, and her incredible story of survival will inspire you. It's not often that we focus on the potential danger that's constantly lurking behind our everyday activities. Whether it's behind the wheel of a car, walking across a large and busy street, or even operating heavy machinery while at work, things could always go horribly wrong in just the blink of an eye. For example, when one Oregon woman found herself on the wrong side of a freak car accident while driving in California one day, her will to live was then tested beyond belief, but she downright refused to give up hope. Enjoy hearing inspirational stories? Leave us a like, and then please consider subscribing for more. A woman named Angela Hernandez was currently residing in the state of Oregon, but after an extended time living there, she soon began to miss her family located back in Southern California. She made the decision that it would be nice to go and visit them one sunny weekend in July. But little did she know that this was almost the last choice that she'd ever make. It was a beautiful day when the time came around for Angela to set out on her journey towards SoCal. It was going to be a very long drive, but at the very least, she always had the beautiful scenery around to keep her company. The most breathtaking and also the most dangerous part of her drive came when it was time for Angela to pass through the Big Sur, a highway situated right along the Pacific Ocean on the coast of California. Angela can now only remember small pieces of what happened to her next. The only thing that really sticks out in her memory is that a small animal had darted out into the middle of the road, and then she suddenly began to swerve in order to avoid it. She lost consciousness as her car smashed through a guardrail, which then plummeted an incredible 250 feet down into the ocean below. When Angela eventually regained her bearings, she noticed that her vehicle had already filled with water all the way up to her knees, and the level was also steadily rising by the minute. She grabbed a smart multi-tool that she always kept in her car and smashed her way through the side window. Somehow she was able to crawl out and make her way over to the nearby shore. Angela was bloodied and battered as she then climbed barefoot up the sharp rocks to avoid the incoming tide. She looked around and quickly realized that there was no way back up to the highway, nor was there a clear path that would help to lead her along the beach. Suffering from incredible thirst, Angela then returned to her washed-up vehicle in order to search for some supplies. She located a black hose that had fallen out of her SUV and cleverly used it to drink some water that was filtering down some mossy rocks. Helplessly, Angela spent hours trying to get the attention of even just one passing car above. But she was much too far below them, and the cars were traveling too fast for them to see her. This grueling process continued for days. Police were contacted to search for Angela after she was officially reported as a missing person, but their outlook on actually finding her within such a large area was not very positive. 1 week following the crash, a couple named Chad and Chelsea Moore were hiking along the California coast when they noticed something strange resting way down the beach below. Was that a wrecked car? The couple found their way down to the beach in order to have a look around and investigate. While they were finding and sorting through some items which must have belonged to the ruined car, they were suddenly shocked to then hear a human voice crying for help. It was Angela. She was somehow still alive, but only barely. Chad and Chelsea were able to use their cell phones to contact local emergency services, and the pair stayed right there with Angela all the way up until she was airlifted to a nearby hospital. In all, Angela suffered a brain hemorrhage, 4 broken ribs, a shattered collarbone, a collapsed lung, and several ruptured blood vessels in both of her eyes. Luckily for her, though, she was eventually able to make a full recovery from her injuries. Angela now feels like she has a second chance at life, and even holds on to various items from her totaled car, just as a reminder of how truly blessed she is. Not many people would have been able to survive through just the horrifying car crash, much less several days of suffering and battling the elements afterwards. Angela Hernandez is one tough lady, and we wish her all the best in the future. Could you survive against all odds like the woman in this story? Leave us a comment below. Then go ahead and give this story a like. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe for more.